Today we're going to attempt to make a dash for a car. This is the dash. This one's from a 1967 Mustang GT by AMT. I've done some research, and the next car that's pretty much almost the same is this 1967 Shelby GT 350. Alright, and basically to confirm that, this is the new body out of the new kit that I bought, and this is the old body. I've cut the doors out, so now we're going to make a mould. What I'm hoping on is the dash may be a bit different, but we're just going to go with it. Okay, so what I've done is I found the dash. Zoom up. I found the dash, okay, out of my my Shelby GT 350. Okay, so what I've done is I've filled the back with blue tack through here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off these legs. Not the legs, the pedals. Going to cut those off. Then we're going to make our mould. Just get my saw. We're going to just gently okay, we have separated our pedals from the dash. So what we'll do is we'll move those aside and we'll put those in a safe place, because we can reattach those later, or we'll modify them possibly. Okay, so basically the reason why we cut it off is so we can have a flat surface at the bottom here. Just make it easy to mould. Right, now what we want to do is we want to put it in our cup, in our container. So we'll put it right to the bottom. You can't see a thing. Press it down. Basically what we want to do is we want to make sure it doesn't move. So basically what happens is we put the material in here and it goes around. So the reason why we put it at the bottom is so we can then, when we take our mould out, we will just have the indent of this. Then all we do is we just fill that. Alright. Well, that's in. What are we going to use for our mould? One choice we have is we can make a silicone mould. Silicone mould comprises of part A and part B. Okay, we mix 100 to 100. Part A, part B, mix it around, then we pour it in the mould, and that would work. Okay, the problem with silicone is it's a little bit soft. So what we're going to do is, the purpose is what we're going to do. It's going to be a bit soft. Alright, so we're going to use another substance. We're going to use this stuff here. You might say, what is this? Okay, this is a plaster of Paris. It's a type of plaster of Paris. Anyway, the reason why we're going to be using plaster of Paris is it's relatively cheap compared to the silicone. Anyway, we'll give it a go and we'll see what happens. It's like when you're doing silicone, you don't want to really pour it straight over the top of the object. Just pour it beside it and let it flow over the top. I might have to make some more. Scrape your container. Get as much out as you can. Yeah, that's enough. Basically all we want to do is just tap it. Just in case if there are any air bubbles caught in there. We could have used a silicone. You can buy harder silicones out there for the purpose that what we were going to do. But I didn't have any and I wasn't going to buy any at the moment. That will be for an upcoming project, but at the moment this is good enough. But we don't want to be basically really hitting it too hard, because our article we want to mould will lift up off the bottom of the container. I'll just have a look to see what it's like. Okay, it has gone over the top of the bottom of the mould, but we can still see it, but that should be all right. Alright, Now all we're going to do was going to wait. That'd be probably, what do the directions say? Yeah, the directions really don't say too much. So what we're going to do is just going to let. Okay, it's been a day since I've done this. So all we do is turn it over and we push it out of the container. Alright. As I said the other day, to the plaster went over the top, but at least we've got a bit of a reference here to go by. So all we need to do is just pick it out. So this is the blue tack that I put in. Just basically, we'll just work at it. Once we know where the sides of the plastic are, then we can work upwards. Because we don't want to really make an undercut if we can help it. What we want to do is make the sides flat. Getting close. Can't see that, but basically here, down in here, this is our plastic. Our plastic shape. Alright, we've got one side done. That's one side there done. Just need to finish this one here off. Then all we need to do then is come down and work on the edges. So then we can have an opportunity to try and wedge out the wedge out our piece. Alright, so that's all our blue tack gone. Now what we need to do is work on the sides. And we hope we should be able to get it out. I'll give you an update later. Will I pick these edges out? Okay, we're just about ready to take it out now. Alright. Let's see if we have a look at the detail in there. Detail's not too bad. I'll give it a brush out first. Get my magnifying glasses on. We'll have a look. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. There's a few little problems. Around the circle here, down in there, it's got a bit on it. Another bit down in here. All in all, it's not too bad. At least we'll be able to mould that. A silicone mould would have been good. It would have got all the detail, but this is something different. We'll try this and see how we go. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It's not 100%, but yes. Alright, we'll have to see how we go, and alright, next step, moulding. Okay, we're going to put some plastic in the mould now. Alright, take our mould out, put the mould in the oven, just also to help it. So we just scoop up some plastic, just like that, and we want to push it in the mould. Not quite working out as I expected. Alright, we'll keep working at it. I've pressed the plastic into the mould. It's a little bit difficult to do. What you do is you put the pan, you put the pan in the oven, you take it out, you take a little bit, then push it in the mould, then put it back in the oven, put the mould back in the oven, then keep repeating the process until the mould's full. Alright, so take this out and we'll see what it looks like. Don't know how well this worked. It may have worked like a treat. It may have completely failed. Should have probably let it set a bit longer. I'll just let it set a bit longer. Okay, what you see here is this is the dash that I've made. Okay, it looks a little bit, but it looks nowhere not like this one. I had another attempt with this bit. Yeah, it has a little bit, but yeah, no. Alright, so doing a mould with polystyrene, it's a fail. Even though this mould didn't work, but it may have worked if we had had an injection machine. We injected it from the top. We made little pore holes on the side here and injected it in. Under pressure, it may have worked better. The problem I find with using the oven is that the temperature depletes, almost escapes as soon as you get it out of the oven. So ideally, if we had an injection machine, we could inject it straight in, and that may have solved all our problems. Whether the plaster would have stood up to the injection machine, I don't know. It may have, or it may not have. We may have been able to get one mould out of it, and that was it. Ideally, that's really all we wanted, was one mould of the part. So this could have been a cheaper alternative than actually making a dedicated mould. But anyway, and next I'll do it the old traditional route with the silicone. Bye.